Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abundantly Purposeful. Today, we're talking about how to adapt to changes that come across our paths and how to really reevaluate and course correct when something needs to be changed and innovated. My name is Kristyn Cozad, and I'm a purpose coach, and I'm here today with my partner in crime, Shelly Schell.
Hi, thank you guys for joining us today for our conversations. It's always fun to get to talk about different things. And today, on our adaptation and how we adapt in life, Chris and I were actually just talking about our YouTube channel and our conversations. That it's almost been a quarter since we have been, embarked on this fun journey. And so we're looking at ways to maybe, change things, or what things should we change, or adapting to what we've learned in this experience. And that's really where our conversation is coming from today. It was just, how are we going to make some innovative thoughts and ideas around this new adventure that we've come on the YouTube channel. So thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. And it's really, I think, quarterly is a great time to kind of reevaluate where we're headed with different things. And so that was kind of our thinking today. We had a long conversation for probably an hour before we started recording anything about what's working, what parts of this do we want to continue doing, what parts do we want to change and adapt so that we can be more effective or impactful, and also so that we enjoy it. We want to enjoy our work. And so we were talking about different activities in order for us to sort of bring visibility to this project that we're doing. And it's really exciting to start to innovate something and to look at it from a different perspective, to sort of look at it from all the different angles, and the creative process of what could we do with this is so fun for me. I absolutely love that. So it's been a really great conversation with Shelly today. And then it got us kind of thinking on a deeper level in our everyday lives. What does it look like to adapt? What does it look like to adapt to a new season in life, to whether it's through our age, through a new job, through the different seasons of the year? And how do we sort of take that and just be really honest with ourselves and be honest about what's really working and what could we shift a little bit? Sometimes the smallest shift can make a huge impact.
So, one of the things I think that's always what I do in my own life, as an example, is when you talk about quarterly, the quarters of the year, right, for businesses, that's a very common term. I like to use the word more seasonally, because quarters shift with the seasons, right? So no matter what season you're in, you can use your seasonal habits. And this is one of the things I do in my own life, actually, is I kind of group my seasonal habits depending whatever time of year that is. We tend to have them like spring. For example, I garden, so I start planting some seeds. So that's one of my seasonal habits. Or spring cleaning. That's a big one. I think of, just out there in the universe that everybody talks about doing, spring cleaning. But when one way to easily adapt to making changes, like on a quarterly basis, is with your seasonal habits, right? You can combine those together. Kristen also mentioned like seasonality of our lives, like the seasons of our lives, wherever we may be in our as we get age. I don't know. I've got
We
stumped
grow
there.
up.
As we grow up, we're getting closer to the different decades that life brings to us, thankfully. Uh, those are all ways that we can kind of think of them all, combine that, and simplify it instead of making it like, oh, I got to make changes all the time, or I've got to adapt to something. Make it more part of your seasonal rituals, for example, and then it becomes just part of those fun. I'm making changes in life, but it doesn't feel like it, right? Like I'm adapting naturally, but it doesn't feel like something that I'm fighting, or that's hard. And that's kind of what we're doing with just this our conversation today about YouTube. Is, what are some fun ways that we can engage our viewers, or have more conversations that get us out of our space? I mean, we've been at home doing Zoom calls, so how can we get out and have more fun with this too? And also the changing season as the quarter. It's for us here in this conversation, it's turning into spring, so we can get outside more. We can maybe enjoy that aspect of the seasons of this changes that we're going through as well.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that's the art of presence, paying attention to
Mhm.
what's going on outside of ourselves, whether that's the changing seasons in life, through our ages, through the calendar schedule, through anything where something from the outside is coming in to give us feedback and we have the opportunity to adapt to it. And we can do that in a way that's fun and playful for us. And we can start to shift and move. And really, it really keeps us agile. And ultimately, don't we want to go through life that way, whether it's with our finances or any other area of our lives?
Mhm.
Are you doing a certain routine in your life that at one point it really worked so well, whether it's your morning routine or your night routine or how you structure your week or your day, but really looking at that and going, well, for a while now I realize this isn't actually working for me. I'm not getting out of it what I used to get out of it. And so kind of shifting that, it really is a great way to be creative and playful with our lives and to start learning and growing in different areas. I think that's really, really important for people is to be looking at these different areas. And, sometimes we do get to a stagnant place or where it feels unfulfilling and really to look at those types of emotions as our guides and really pay attention to where we could shift, where we could start to add a little bit of life into the different aspects of what we do in our day to day.
So I would say, from our conversation, I really challenge all of you out there to kind of do some self reflection here as we're looking at different ways that we can adapt and make changes and innovate in our new experience with our YouTube channel and our conversations together, which I can say I personally learn a lot from. What can you do? I mean, what are some things that you can do out there in your world to, just reflect on some things that you know you want to make some changes on that you may want to spruce up or tweak or just do something that's a little bit different and outside your normal comfort zone, um, for course correction, something that'll make you feel different and open you up to new possibilities.
Yeah, and if you have a goal at the end, right? If there's a certain end goal that you have, course correcting is so important to really get you to that place, to
Mm.
arrive at that goal. There are things we might start out on a path and go, this is exactly what I want to do. And we might be so sure of exactly the path that we want to take. But to be paying attention really will get us to our goal sooner by
Mhm.
adapting.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important too. And I think it's a really good time, Shelly, to, the action I would encourage people to take really is to start to look at your community. Our communities, the people who really care enough about us to speak kindly and to give feedback of, I see this is working for you. I see that you're really enjoying this. I see that you're really thriving in this area. Having your trusted people that you can ask for feedback, I think is really invaluable when it comes to, adapting to things and course correction. And if you have a partner in crime, like I get to do with Shelly, and it's like, okay, well, this is our goal here, and we can be really honest about how we get there, that really is fortifying. It really is something that really it helps to have that support and to have that perspective from another person who's looking at it from a completely different angle. So I think that I would just encourage everybody to look at your community and identify those people in your community who can hold that goal with you, who can know how special that is, or see that gift that you have to offer the world, or to see that you're trying to get straight with your money and they want to help you get to that point. That really identifying those people that will help you arrive safely, happily at your final goal, I think that's a really empowering thing to have partners on the road.
So, one of the things that I hear a lot from my community lately, just wherever it be, just even with my friends or just the business associates that I have, clients that I talk to, is after last year, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, my retirement, what does that mean? retirement planning, course correction. Oh, did I derail it because of COVID, for example? I'm changing jobs, things like that. So this is another place at this point in time where, again, in the community, as you mentioned, I would offer out to everybody out there is, revisit your previous retirement plans at other employers. I mean, this is just a simple way to make sure you're still on course, right? Or that this is a place within money. It tends to get away from a lot of us because it seems like it's really far down the road. But, always aligning our purpose today, tomorrow, and into the future helps us stay on course and weather the course no matter what happens, right? So um,
Absolutely.
hopefully that's something that can help a lot of you out there just kind of think of something a little bit different and maybe more specific this time than usual that I share with you.
Yes. So we encourage you guys to go out there and take action, adapt in the ways that you need to adapt in order to arrive at your goal, in order to have that thing that is so important to you that you're working towards it every day. Work wisely toward that goal. And we thank you so much for joining us today. We're always happy to have you. We're so honored to spend a little bit of time with you to maybe get you thinking in the week ahead. So we want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel, Abundantly Purposeful. We put out videos every Monday. And this is our message of combining your purpose and your investments and your money so that you're living a fulfilling and rich life. Thank you so much for joining us today, folks.
Thank you all. We'll see you soon.